Here we are on the Wedge Live podcast. Taylor and I just recorded a whole episode, but I didn't hit record. So everyone really missed out. It was 15 minutes of gold. I had a theme song. There was music. There was an assault. An old woman ended up on the ground. Should we do it again, Taylor? Do you have it in you to relive that moment one more time?
Yeah.
We're doing the theme song. This episode has a theme song. Today on Luring Stories with your host, Taylor Dahlin. Tell us what happened, Taylor.
On this episode of Luring Stories, we have an assault in the park and a tree fell.
That's right. Today on Luring Stories. This is actually the Wedge Live podcast, and it's going to be even better the second time around. Nobody knows how I've been doing 200 plus episodes, but I forgot to start recording this episode. I think it was my concern for Taylor's safety. I just wanted to be a good friend and hear what you had to say privately before we actually started recording the episode. So let's start from the beginning one more time. What happened in Loring Park, Taylor?
Well, I just wanted to go for a nice walk in the park, and on the shuffleboard courts that never have shuffleboard playing, there was a guy who was surrounded by, it was like 3 different park police squads. They were trying to arrest him for something. He was clearly in some kind of like mental crisis, it appeared, was swinging his arms around, kept yelling, like wouldn't talk to the police. I didn't know what was even going on there. And then a 4th squad shows up. So at that point, I just called BCR because I was kind of wondering, like, should they be here? This kind of feels like something they should respond to. And found out that in calling them, because this guy was a suspect in something, like, as a bystander, I just couldn't do anything about it. They basically told me that it's up to the officers to call them and to make the determination that they were needed, which I didn't know it worked like that. But so then it was me, I'm watching kind of near the shuffleboard courts, and then up on a hill, there's like maybe 4 or 5 people who look like students from MCTC, and then some other people. So like, a fair amount of people just kind of watching this. No one's saying anything, nothing's happening. And this old woman, I hear her yelling at the group of, like, the students on the hill. And I can't really make out what she's saying. But sounds to be like, she's being mean to them. And then I hear her, she walks away from them, and I hear her yell behind them, and she's like, DEI is dead! Just like, okay, that's different. Mm-hmm. And so then she is, like, clearly bugged by all of us just watching this. And so she goes up and talks to a cop, and a cop seems to tell her what's going on, because she turns back around, starts yelling at the kids again, or the people on the hill, and she's like, he started the fire on the shuffleboard courts. Basically, I guess, like, saying, like, go away, that, they can do this to him. And no one's responding to her, no one's giving her any attention. And then she comes back, and so she takes out her phone at one point and, like, starts filming the cops, and then she's just kind of pacing, and then she's in front of me, and at this point I'm filming mostly her, because she's unpredictable, and I'm just like, she's gonna do something.
And you have a press pass, Taylor.
It's true.
You have
I can
a
be
Wedge
there.
Live press pass. You can't assault the press. That's an assault on the
Allowed
First Amendment.
To be here. Yeah, and then she turns around, sees me, and walks up to me, and she's like kind of taunting me in the same way I guess she was these other people.
Filming it because you think it's officer harassment?
I guarantee you don't want to do this with me.
What are you going to do? You're going to fuck me up? You're filming it because you think it's officer?
And I sent you this video because it's the way that she talks to me is just like wild for being. I mean, she later tells me she's 62 years old, and she's probably 4'10", maybe. And so she just comes right up to me, and she's like, you think they're harassing him, don't you? And I was just like, you don't want to do this with me. Like, because I'm thinking, like, I'll film you, we'll find who you are, I don't know. Just leave me alone. And then she's like, you think they're harassing him? What are you going to do? You going to fuck me up?
What are you going to do? You going to fuck me up?
It was
like
chilling.
absolutely wild for someone that age and size to just be coming up to people half her age and trying to, like, provoke them and basically start fights like this. And so I'm just ignoring her. And I just keep filming. Like, I'm not... She keeps trying to talk to me, and at one point she's like, "You gonna sue me? You gonna take my social security?" It's like,
Ooh.
no, none of this is happening. And she very much so just seems like some kind of, like, mega person who feels really emboldened that Trump is in office, and just wants to go gloat at people watching the police. Aren't even doing anything with the police. And so she's not getting reactions that she wants, and so I'm just filming. And then she comes right up to me, and she's like, "You asshole!" And she smacks my hand, and my phone, like, goes flying.
You asshole.
Because it... Which, like, you know, there's all these police, all these people, I'm filming, and so I reacted with self-defense, and I pulled her hair, and I pulled her glasses off, and I pushed her on the ground, like, fuck away from me. I'm like, just like, no. And, you know, so then, of course, at that point, she's on the ground, I'm standing there, and, like, the police, everybody turn around, and I'm just like, she hit me.
You asshole.
You just hit me! You hit me! She hit me! What is your problem? Why did you hit me? I knocked the phone out of your hand because you're filming me.
She hit me. It's like, I didn't just attack this old lady.
Right. It looks bad, Taylor. There's an old woman on the ground and the police are looking at you.
It's really bad. Yeah. And so I'm just like, and I should have been like, too, like, I have cancer, you know?
Yeah,
like,
you should have played the cancer card.
I know. I just didn't even think. I was just like, it's on video. So I pull up my phone and, like, I show the cops, but, you know, I show it to them, but there's kind of even no point because she's actually just telling them as well. She's like, I hit her hand. She was filming me. And the police just have to tell her, like, she can do that. She can film you. You can't hit her. So I show the police the video, and they're just like, do you want to press charges? Like, they're like, it'd be fifth degree assault because no one saw it, but you have proof. And I was just like, no, I just want to go. I don't want to, like, start a court case against this woman and have this turn into a thing. Didn't even file a police report. And, you know, while the police have us, like, someone's talking to her, one of them's talking to me, and she's, like, not really talking to the police, still screaming at me, calling me, like, a woke blonde bitch and all this stuff. So, like, it's just, like, very clear who the aggressor is here. And so they just made her leave. But she didn't even have the option to press charges against me because, I mean, she hit me. And so I'm sure she lives in the neighborhood. Maybe I'll be seeing her. She didn't look familiar, but clearly unhinged.
You've made a new friend, I think.
I love making friends. I don't have enough. I don't have enough old people in the neighborhood who love me.
Last couple of years, it's easier than ever to get into altercations in public. People are just walking around looking for it.
I think she thinks because she's, 62 and a little old lady that she can just do this. But it's like, you can run your mouth all you want, but once you start hitting people, like,
right,
careful.
Yeah, maybe watches a little too much Newsmax or Fox News or whatever the people are having their brains rotted. Used to be people would just babble about random stuff. Now, chances are, if you're deeply mentally ill and into Fox News, you're ranting about DEI in public in the park and smacking people.
Nothing to do with DEI, what was happening, but she's got her grievances.
I'm set in my ways that I will avoid public violence at all costs because there's no upside. I always think, well, worst case, I get hurt. Best case, I hurt somebody else really bad, and then people are upset at me. But mostly, people aren't interested in having an altercation with me. It's my advantage over being a woman in public. Have you ever had the experience of being threatened or like this in public before?
Kind of. And I had another, it was another time, it was this kind of another older woman, probably in her 60s, also very tiny, who like kind of tried to just got real spicy with me out of like unprovoked. And so it's like, I think they feel like no one will mess with them, but it's like, maybe I don't know, just.
Well, you look very unassuming, Taylor. You look like the kind of person.
Yeah. Well,
she can't hurt me. Taylor can't hurt me.
I would never do anything unprovoked, but it's self-defense once you go hitting me, like, sorry. She's fine, though. Also, she got off the ground. She's fine, walked home, whatever. She's tough.
Especially Taylor's phone. Don't mess with Taylor's phone. That's where the magic happens.
Thank you. How dare she?
Should we talk about you said a tree fell? Tell us about the tree.
Yeah, today a tree fell, nearly hit the playground. It didn't. It was like off to the side, but I was like, we can't be having trees falling and knocking down playgrounds.
In Whittier Park, a light post fell into the park during recess. A man showed up to the park board last night and reported that, and by last night I mean Wednesday, because I don't know when we're going to put this out, and like a big light post holding up like stadium style lights for like the baseball field just fell into the park. Ooh. And the guy showed up at the park board. He's like, there's another light post just like this. And the kids are pushing on it because they know the other one just fell. So you might want to get out to the park and handle that.
Someone handle those kids too. Tell them to stop pushing lights over.
Should we do a fond farewell to Emily Koski? That's what we did in our rehearsal version of this episode. We did a fond farewell to Emily Koski. I wish we had recorded it. Maybe we can recreate the magic.
Maybe.
Elton John sings Candle in the Wind with new words specially written a few days ago by Bernie Taupin.
Maybe Emily Koski is the real winner. She only had to give like 4 months of her life to this and now can go back to her family, happiness and joy, and not have to worry about all the haters.
My hopes and dreams now for Emily Koski's last couple months on council is that she is even more anti-Fry, and she has no one left to appeal to anymore because she doesn't have to win re-election. So I think it's going to be fun to watch.
You think she's going to continue to give the sass?
Oh, I think it's going to be like Comrade Koski.
She will finally live up to the DSA moniker that she's been given by Jacob Fry's various PACs. Mm-hmm. You mentioned the inside info that you had about her potentially endorsing Duane Davis for mayor.
There's some rumors that she might. Yeah.
Okay. It makes sense.
Yeah, which I worry about just because I know about the Fry-Koski infighting is ugly, but...
You're worried for Duane Davis' sake.
I am.
That some of that hate will be transferred to him.
Yeah, by proxy.
Well, he's he's not a blonde white woman, so maybe we'll be muted. What else did we talk about in our rehearsal that we need to make sure we cover again?
Jacob Fry has a new public safety committee he's starting. How about that?
Oh, man, I'm out of the loop. He's starting a new public safety committee?
Him and Todd Barnett.
That was one of Koski's strong lines against him that, like, I forget what it was, but it was, like, governing by work group or something.
Mm-hmm. This may not be that new. This may be a new article about the Safe and Thriving Communities work group.
Oh, geez. Did we just do a whole thing about fake news? Yeah, it's possible that just flew under my radar because, like, when I hear about a new public safety committee, I just tune it out.
Yeah.
Like, okay, we've got another work group. Here we are being wildly misinformed about City Hall on the Minneapolis's premier public affairs podcast, the Wedge Live podcast. Although this episode is Loring Stories, so we're allowed to be a little uninformed because
that's true. That's fine.
It's a new show. New people are involved.
No
they will get their footing eventually.
Yeah, it's okay.
Are you ready for me to play us out with your theme song?
Yes.
Come back tomorrow for another episode, Minneapolis's favorite tabloid entertainment TV show about everything that's happening in the Loring Park neighborhood, Loring Stories.
This is a real thing. Real thing.
None of you have the balls to stop this. Stop this.
I've got plenty of time. I have nothing else going on today.
We're in the Wedge neighborhood right now, 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 right now.